Grand rising to the collective. Man, I know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and 7-up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop an upload. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But again, I love the collective, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad I could do this, man. I'm glad that y'all love the videos, y'all love the content. We going up on that road to 50K. Y'all know we got that giveaway coming. So, with no further ado, man, we got a smooth lineup today. But I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
It's unspotted everywhere.
Didn't believe it until I saw it. 2 suns. I thought it was some kind of internet hoax type deal. But with all that smoke out there, you can see all the 2 suns reflecting. I don't know if that has something to do with the refraction of the ozone layer or what. I don't know what it means, but tell me what it is. It's unusual.
Trying to visit the Rothschild Bank in London. The bank is one of the most prestigious private wealth management firms on the planet. There are a few ways to tell this is a Rothschild building. When you start walking towards the entrance, the family shield hangs from the roof. When you get closer to the doors, you can see a mural showcasing members of the Rothschild family. When I was looking around, the outside security came up to me.
No, I just wanted to have a look at it. It's the Rothschild Bank. I just wanted to see it.
Just please, no pictures of the building. You can have a look. Yeah?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
I didn't stop filming, and security came up again.
I told you, this is a private
Oh, I thought this part
you
was...
can't take pictures of the building.
So can I be out of the private property? Like, is this
Yeah,
okay?
you can't take pictures of the building.
But I'm on public property, am I not?
Yeah, but why are you taking pictures?
It's the Rothschild building. It's the big bank in the world.
Please, you can't take pictures of the building. That's my job to advise you on that. You're making it more difficult than it is.
Okay, enjoy it. Thank you.
Why can't you film a public building? What do you think they're trying to hide?
The first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do, the babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight.
Seen that previous clip before early in the channel. I just thought we'd bring it right back. So some of the people who didn't see that, or new people, you know, people who new to the channel, stuff like that. So I figured we go ahead and bring it back. But with that, the clip before that, man, why he can't film the Rothschild building? Why? Let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on why. Me, I just feel like because they don't, I honestly, I don't know, but if I had to take a guess, it would be possibly they don't want us to see something. It's something they don't want us to see. What it is, I don't know. They hide something though. And the first clip before that, y'all remember when I posted that picture of the sun? And I was like, hey bro, I was walking down the stairs one day. I was like, you know, let me take a picture of the sun and see if I could see something. And I seen the 2 suns. I posted a picture right before we started the video. Man, let me tell y'all, bruh. Somebody in the comments gonna say, I stole that picture from the internet. And they saw that picture floating all through the internet. Boy, stop, bro. Come on. Stop playing with me. I know exactly where I took that picture. And I know when I took it. I sent it to my sister. So she even saw it. And man, come on. Stop playing. Hey, but that's just to say, hey, bro, look. Some people gonna believe what they see, some people not. The people who don't believe it, that is perfectly fine. If somebody feel like I had to take a picture, okay. But I'm glad I'm not the only person that saw the two suns, because I thought I was tripping. And like I said, I thought it was a lens flare going when I was taking the picture. It wasn't a lens flare. I seen where the lens flare was at before I took the picture. I saw two suns. I just took a second picture too not too long ago. I didn't post it, but I just wanted to do it again just to see. And yeah, a second sun popped up again. It only happens for me in the AM. It don't really happen for me throughout the day. I can't get it in the evening. I tried in the evening. It didn't work. Now the next thing I want to do is play with the settings and see the grid of the sky. That's the next thing I want to do. And when I do that, I'll post that too. I got y'all. I ain't got around to it. I'm supposed to have done that before I did the sun. But yeah, I'll post it and I'll show y'all what I got when I do. Damn.
Are you okay? Oh shit. Are you okay?
God damn. Oh shit.
Yeah, again, this is Nairobi River, which has broken its banks. You can see this is the road where that truck has stored from Roy Eastern Bypass heading to Thika. But now the waters have affected both lines and only one line is being used. And also it's very, very dangerous because this water is trying to sweep away light cars. So be very careful with Eastern Bypass from Roy to Roiro. Thank you. Have a good day.
Now what the hell going on here, America?
Nairobi suffers from major flooding. This is happening globally. Watch until the end.
The number of floods is increasing around the world. Why is this happening? Every 12,000 years, the solar system is hit by cosmic radiation. As a result of this exposure, the Earth's core destabilizes and heats up. The overheating causes hot magma to rise to the planet's surface, heating the oceans from below. This leads to intense evaporation of water. The water returns to the Earth in the form of rain and snowfall. That's what we're seeing now all over the Earth: severe flooding and abnormal snowfalls. Further, the number of cataclysms will only increase. How to stop the catastrophe? Watch this video, Global Crisis. Responsibility.
Wake up now.
You have failed me for the last time.
This video is for entertainment only. Thanks for watching.
Or they doing it, they causing it, and we hitting the mud flood again.
Friend, come here, because I just had a whole creepy situation happen and I need your help. I mean, I don't know what I expect TikTok to do or what they can do, or like y'all can't save me and y'all can't really do anything, but I don't know, maybe just sharing my story might help. Hell, I don't know. So let me set the stage for you, okay? By the way, don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. I wouldn't judge you, all right? Okay, so I'm in the bathroom and I'm doing my business, right? My dog comes in here. She sits under my legs, right? I thought that was kind of weird because she never does that, but anyway, whatever. I look out into the closet and my other chihuahua is standing in the doorway with her hair raised up. Totally odd, but still, I'm in the middle of doing my business, so I'm like, whatever. So the dog that's under my legs gets up, right? Her name is Sadie. She gets up and she starts heading towards the closet. Well, the dog that's in the doorway is Phoebe, and Phoebe just looks at her. So Sadie will not go in there. So I'm like, okay, babe. I start yelling. I'm like, babe, can you come deal with these dogs? Because I'm on the toilet and I can't. He says, okay. So I wait a couple of seconds and I'm like, I don't hear him coming. The dogs aren't acting like he's coming. Like, what the hell? So I'm getting frustrated because I'm like, I'm on the toilet. What can I do? Like, I yell at him. I'm like, I'm on the toilet. Can you come deal with them? He says, yes. Hold on a second. So I'm like, okay. So I continue, doing my business. I'm looking on TikTok, trying to make sure these dogs are okay in the meantime. Still, he doesn't come in here. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I hurry up my business. I get done, wash my hands. So I get to the living room and guess what I see? It ain't nobody in there. He ain't even in there. His ass is outside and he's been outside for like 10 minutes. So who the hell was talking to me? More importantly, who was I talking to? What the hell is... Y'all. It sounded just like him. I promise you it did. I thought it was him. Nope, he's been outside the entire time. So what or who was that I was talking to? What in the hell, y'all? So if anyone needs me today, I'm going to be playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, I ain't doing this today. I'm not doing this. Nope. What in the hell?
Less than 200 pounds right now, I'm mandating that you start a bulk.
We have literally reached a tipping point. So due to the oceans warming up, this has triggered a massive coral reef bleaching, which apparently is a sign of distress, you guys. I have never heard or seen anything like this, you guys. Check this out, because this literally means we're in trouble.
The temperatures of the world's oceans are quite literally off the charts. That orange line, that is last year's reading. The red line at the very top, that's this year's temperature readings. One of the most severe consequences of these warming falls on the world's coral reefs, which nearly a quarter of all ocean species rely on. According to NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, scientists issued a warning due to record-breaking temperatures in 2023, which accelerated the speed of the second largest mass bleaching event across the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. For more on the global situation and what's at stake, we are joined by Julia Baum. She's a marine ecologist and coral reefs researcher in a...
She looks spooked.
Victoria in Canada. Julia Baum, thank you so much for being here. So NOAA just issued this report showing this widespread bleaching, which is a sign of distress in corals. We have seen reports over the years of declining health in corals. So how do you put what's happening now in the context of what we've seen before?
What we're seeing now is the fourth global coral bleaching event, as you said, and it's alarming and likely catastrophic. And what's particularly alarming about it is that in the past, these bleaching events occurred, a sufficient amount of time apart that coral reefs had a sufficient time to recover in between them. But now we're seeing these global coral bleaching events occur two within the past decade. So there was a mega event during the 2015-2016 El Nino that devastated coral reefs right around the world, including mass bleaching and mortality on the Great Barrier Reef and in many, many other locations. And coral reefs take many years to recover. So 10, 20, 30, 40 years to recover. So now to see another bleaching event that is very, very intense and widespread happening just 8 years later is extremely worrying.
So I mentioned briefly corals' importance in the ocean ecosystem. I mean, we love them because they're not just what we see in Jacques Cousteau and David Attenborough documentaries. They are that, but there are also many other things. Can you sort of remind us of their importance?
Absolutely. So I'm a marine ecologist, so of course I think about all of the wildlife that lives on coral reefs, and you already mentioned that a quarter of the world's diversity, different species of animals in the ocean live on coral reefs, which is completely astounding when you think about the fact that coral reefs cover less than 0.1% of the surface area of the world's oceans. But coral reefs are also extraordinarily important to people. So they are worth hundreds of billions of dollars every year. And that's through things like tourism, recreation, all of the coastal protection that they provide. So when we risk losing a huge proportion of the world's coral reefs, we're actually at risk of losing all sorts of other things that are vitally important to many, many people around the planet, especially those who live really close to coral reefs and rely upon them for either their sustenance or their livelihoods.
When you of this warming ocean, climate change, El Nino, perhaps some other factors, what does your research indicate is most complicit in this problem?
Right, well, it's climate change, so this is without a doubt driven by human-caused climate change, and so
Why they always do that? Why do they always do that?
El Niños are now supercharged, and that means that they are occurring more frequently. They are at a greater intensity, so the magnitude of the heat stress that they unleash is a lot bigger, and they also can last for a much longer period. So in the past, for example, you might have had some heat stress on an individual coral reef lasting for a couple of weeks. Now we see that type of heat stress lasting for many, many months, and that causes the corals to bleach and then eventually die. So they're becoming much more serious, and that's a direct result of climate change.
We have seen over the past year all of these efforts to try to preserve the corals, pull them out of warmer oceans and store them in cooler tanks on land, sometimes cryopreserve these corals. What do you make of those efforts, and do you think overall they are going to be enough to save this ecosystem?
I think it's a tragedy that we are pushing to, coral reefs and coral reef researchers to that absolute extreme. That's a triage type of response, and it's a last ditch response. Maybe it will make a little bit of a difference in some areas where it's being implemented, but it's not a solution that is going to save the world's coral reefs, and it's undoubtedly the only thing that is going to save the world's coral reefs at this point is a rapid reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. That is absolutely certain. Anything else that we do, might help a few areas here and there, and of course that will be important in those areas where it helps. But if we are going to ensure that the world's coral reefs are still in existence in the coming decades, we have to rapidly mitigate climate change.
So it sounds like she's gatekeeping information. You can tell by her body language. Literally, she was uncomfortable talking. You know what I'm saying? And all these people do is lie anyways, because the news media is not talking about the severity of the weather right now. I've been showing y'all what's going on with the weather, and they're not talking about anything like this, but they're telling you the coral reef is in trouble, which literally, that's what land is, honestly. Like the coral reef is all under the land. It's all on water. We're literally sitting on coral reef, so this is literally big trouble. If you think about it, every continent is literally an island, you know what I'm saying? So here they are giving you the bad news, and they deflect it, and they say that you are the problem, climate change, and it's driven by human. Y'all see that? Instead of telling us the truth that changes happen every 25,000 years, they are blaming it on people. Y'all see how we can't trust these people? You see how we cannot trust the government or any of these people who work for them? That's just crazy, y'all. But this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Please like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Keep up with me on my other accounts, especially on my YouTube, where I go deeper on the esoteric level with these topics at hand. Let's get this shift, y'all. Peace out.
She definitely holds some information back. First thing that comes to my mind, though, when I think of what she talking about, it reminds me of Al Gore, The Inconvenient Truth, when he talks about that if we don't slow down climate control, then I was in elementary, I think like 4th grade, if I'm not mistaken. He was talking about the ozone layer, quote unquote. He was talking about the ozone layer. He's talking about how the heat rays get trapped inside of our atmosphere, which heats the planet up, and which was going to start melting our ice caps down there in Antarctica, in particularly. Now, I remember this like it was yesterday, and he said that I think around the peninsula is when some of it was going to start breaking off. That's when we was going to know the planet was heating up. Now, that was back when I believed all that. If he was saying little things like that then, and she's gatekeeping information, I wonder if they all just work hand in hand, and they all be like, man, let's just do what we doing with whatever we doing, and let's keep hurting the planet. That's what I be wondering. But here's the question. If they keep hurting the planet, they not safe either. Because what, they underground, right? But like he just said, everything is like an island on top of water. They not safe either. So what's really going on? Are y'all trying to just mess up what we got over here and y'all gonna go past the ice walls? Is that what y'all doing? That was the question. I don't know. Y'all let me know.
I'm telling y'all, something is not right. Can you feel it? Before we start, it's all alleged, it's all speculation, all my opinion. So I just got done watching my friend Colette's video where she caught the sun looking very odd and she believes we've been catapulted in the darkness. Now I'm about to show you her video in a minute, but when I was watching the eclipse the other day, a thought kept coming in my head and it was like, something is in front of the sun. The eclipse looked completely different to me than it did to anyone else's cell phone. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty odd. Until I watched her video on this. I will also prove to you, allegedly, that the sun we're looking at now is not the same sun we used to look at decades ago. And by the way, have y'all noticed it's been catastrophically windy ever since that happened? Along with a dark gloom over my head for days in a row. Along with CERN's Peter Higgs passing away on April 8th. So really quick before we dive deep, this was me recording the eclipse, and I kept thinking something was in front of the sun, and you can see the lens flares showing what time the eclipse was at, like what part was being eclipsed. But all I saw was this super huge bright thing. When everyone else, most people on cell phones, caught it being eclipsed, depending on where they were. You can see from the lens flares it was almost a total solar eclipse at this point. And the sky was still bright. All alleged in my opinion. And now let's go see what Colette was saying.
This is my backyard, here's the sun, and here's that ominous globe that we always get when we do videos, which is literally just a reflection of the sun that floats around, but it's a reflection of the exact sun. Imagine my shock and surprise when I zoomed in on it and I found this. Yeah, those are some whole geometric patterns. That is the reflection of that sun. And Bible prophecies are unfolding right before our eyes. The sun is black as sackcloth, the moon is not giving its light waves to open the key to the bottomless pit, to open the portal. Apep is the enemy of the sun disk, and his mission, his job is to, well, devour the sun. Here's one of the pictures I got of the sun and the sun glare. That is the sun's reflection. Okay, and I discovered something even more eerie. Not only is its reflection got those geometric shapes in it, so does the sun. Look close. I tinked around with the contrast and the brightness.
Now this is the sun you know if you're over 20 years old from a few decades ago. This was the sun we had. It was orange. It was not white. It was not LEDs. It was orange. This was recorded in 2000. Is it possible the sun in the sky is not the real sun? I've showed y'all my recordings of the crescent powering the sun. And again, we had that crazy anomaly coming from Antarctica, allegedly, right? This huge vortex of energy. This thing in the sky in China, like things are weird. And like I said, we've had non-stop windstorms for days, ever since the 8th. And right now, we're being bombarded by UFO footage. Bombarded by it. Like there's something crazy that's allegedly about to happen. Allegedly, speculation. And freaking meanwhile, the Pentagon has been suggesting that there's an alien mothership in the solar system that could be sending many probes to Earth. I'm telling y'all, it gets deep. But what on earth is the point of the mothership and the UFOs? This right here, it gets really deep. In a very, very, very old, certain kind of Bible, it says that Jerusalem is the center of the world. Jerusalem, like this, Rupus Nigra or Mount Zion being in the center of the earth. But who lives in the center of the earth? Maybe whoever built this world for us just a couple hundred years ago, who were building tens of thousands of square foot buildings with no bathrooms and no kitchens? Like I said, it gets deep. Stay tuned for part 2. Until then, tell me why there's paintings of people riding dinosaurs just a couple hundred years ago. And was it 1600 or J600? The reason there's so much happening right now and so much being uncovered is because you are in the Great Awakening, because you are in the end of the lot of days. On part 2, we'll get into my opinion on why we have a mothership in this solar system. And you're not gonna like the answer.
We hurting the planet. This my theory, my idea, my thoughts and opinions. Y'all let me know. We've been hurting the planet. They looking at something like, what is y'all doing up there? Y'all blocking something. And it's interfering with them. It's interfering with us. And they don't like it. So let me tell you what I think our 1% is doing. They got that thing called blue beam that they're gonna try to throw in the mix because they know they got somebody on their ass. They know the aliens is on their ass. They bringing that mothership in. And they know they can't probably win that war. And they know they can't win the war with us if, let's just say the aliens just telepathically speak to us and be like, hey, your people is playing with y'all, your people lying to y'all, your people, and they just send us downloads. What if that was the case? What if they just sent us downloads without having to have a conversation with us because they know so many people gonna feel some type of way to have a conversation with them because they may look different or they seeing something they may have saw in a movie, and in the movie you said it was bad, but in real life they might be good. So I mean, if I'm an alien, I'm not gonna have a conversation with somebody who can't vibrate at the same level I can. I'ma just telepathically speak to them. And our 1% know that they can't beat us and them. It's too many of us compared to them, and they way more advanced than them. So if we rock with each other, we gonna go at them. They gonna lose their spot. They gonna have to leave. So what they gonna do? Try to distract us, confuse us, throw us off of what really is what, and make us choose a side. And they trying to make us choose their side so they can continue to keep control. But that's my theory. That's my opinion. They hurting the planet. Other life forms is coming over here like, bro, y'all hurting what we got going too. Y'all gonna have to answer for that. And we looking at it like, why y'all coming over here? And we looking at it like, why the sun different? They keeping us in the dark about the real information because they don't want us to really know. That's my idea. It's my opinion. It's my theory. Y'all let me know y'all's. But again, it's for entertainment purposes. We just asking questions. We just talking about some things that could be real, could not be real. We just having a conversation for entertainment purposes.
I think Kendrick's implying that Drake is about to get the hammer by the feds. He first invoked Cat Williams, aka, I'm gonna tell the truth here, the embassy's about to get raided. Your house, your properties are gonna get raided. LeBron James, Steph Curry, stay away from Drake. Keep your families away from Drake. And actually anyone with young kids, just stay away from Drake. And they, aka the feds, are gonna look at everyone associated with Drake. And if Kendrick's saying that, and it's the truth, then that means the feds are already working with someone inside Drake's circle and was likely offered immunity to cooperate with the investigation. You know, because he grooms girls, young girls, and exploits them. That's what Kendrick also said in that song. It's about to, whatever happened to Diddy, it's about to happen all over again with Drake. That's what I took away from it in any case.
I know I'm the crazy conspiracy guy. I get it. I'm gonna try and keep it together for this one. I think we might have found it. I think we might have found the time travel. And if you haven't seen this video yet, this guy down here goes into a shed and disappears. And then the next day, this guy walks out of the shed. When I first saw this video, I thought it was just fake. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was some sort of skit. So much so that I stitched it with like a silly little I'm a time traveler. It's done well. But I also kind of think it's possible that there's a portal in the guy's shed. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but have you seen the show 11/22/63? I always liked that show, but it always bothered me that the time portal was in a pantry in a diner. Like, wouldn't they have figured that out when they built the pantry? But I guess, like, maybe, I don't know. But it's like the same principle as what happened to the gentleman in the shed. Like, he went in as, like, what, mid to late 20s, came out early to mid 60s. So he might have spent 40 years in there. Like, well, in the past, and he's wearing modern clothes, so he could have brought, like, his backpack could have had a change of clothes in it for when he came back to the future. But what did he change? Because let's say he went back to 1960, spent 40 years, then he would have come back in 2000, like come back to 2024 in 2000. But I'm convinced that it's the same guy because unless they're just really closely related, they have the same walk, the same mannerisms, the same facial structure. I don't know, I think it's pretty close. So if he's from this timeline, if he comes back to 2024, somebody's got to recognize him. Like, I mean, it's not the clearest picture, but somebody has to know who he is. But we also have to start looking in the past. Like, he couldn't have left no footprint. There has to be a picture of him or a story about him or something. Like, he can't have just done nothing for 30 or 40 years. There's got to be something history-wise that proves he was there. Start in Florida. That's where the guy's Airbnb is. But anyway, internet, do your thing. Come on, guys. We need to find this guy. We just need to find him and ask him some questions. That's all we need to do. Also, can somebody find out where that Airbnb is, where the shed is located? Because want to try something.
He curious.
There are 10 heavens in the book of Enoch. Some of the beings Enoch seen in the higher levels of heaven frightened Enoch so much that he fell down in terror. The first heaven is directly above the firmament. The firmament is described as some kind of barrier surrounding the earth that has another body of water above it that is bigger than every ocean on earth, according to the book of Enoch. The second heaven is a prison for the fallen angels. The third heaven Enoch saw was a heaven full of paradise for the righteous people. However, there is also another side of this heaven that is similar to hell, and it's for the unrighteous people. The fourth heaven is where the solar and lunar tracks are. This means Enoch seen how all the astrological constellations operated. It's where the watchers are. These are the angels that mated with humans and made the Nephilim giants and demons. The watchers are described as looking like humans, but giant in comparison. The sixth heaven has 7 groups of archangels. They are described as being extremely bright beings that are even brighter than the sun. The seventh heaven was so frightening to Enoch that he literally began trembling with fear. In this heaven, he's seen the fiery armies of the archangels, the seraphim, the cherubim, the dominions, the origins, the authorities, and the many-eyed thrones, and even more angels. We don't know most of the angelic races I named. However, we can just imagine how frightening this was. The 8th heaven is where the seasons are changed. The 9th heaven is where the zodiac is contained. And the 10th and last heaven has God himself present. Enoch describes God's face as being supremely awesome and supremely frightening. There are also cherubs and seraphim angels singing in this heaven.
$250,000 a month to do strange shit at will. You couldn't wait for Cassie to run. You couldn't wait to be in Cassie's shoes. Carisha.
Alright. So, I got a question. Out of 270,000 plus of y'all motherfuckers, right? You mean to tell me all of y'all ain't warned me about this shit right here? This motherfucking show is some shit on top of some shit.
Alright, I'm gonna say it one more time, and then I'm gonna reference this video every time somebody says this to me. School, education is indoctrination. Stop telling me to go to school. Stop saying, didn't you pass middle school? Didn't you pass? The point is that schools and everywhere, education is teaching a narrative that they want you to believe to cover the history of the earth and the truth. They are covering it by teaching you a false narrative. School, education is indoctrination. Say it with me. Education is indoctrination. Stop telling me to go to school. Do you watch my videos? Do you watch my lives? That's the point. That is the point. Schools are teaching a lie. Schools are teaching a lie. What does it have to do with anything? What point are you trying to make? That go to school and memorize some bullshit narrative that they gave you, and then the more I memorize what they tell me, the smarter I am? Is that your definition of intelligence? Do you understand that schools are teaching pseudoscience as real science? Pseudoscience is literally fake science. It's accepting these beliefs that don't fit the description of science, the definition of science whatsoever, and they tell you that it's science. So then you come on my page and you're like, don't you know science? Yes, I do know science. Science is to observe and to study and to experiment and repeat in order to deem true, and pseudoscience doesn't do that. The globe doesn't do that. All of these things doesn't do that. You're a hypocrite. Why is it so hard for you to believe that the government writes a narrative and teaches it in schools? Why is it so hard for you to believe? It's totally believable. It's totally what they do. What do you think television is? Tell a lie, tell a lie, tell vision. What do you think that they're doing? Do you think they're teaching you the truth so they make all this money on the truth? Or do you think they're teaching you a narrative that they wrote to make money and to benefit and to control the masses? Do you think the government doesn't lie and control? Do you? It's your advice to children. Don't ever critically think and don't ever ask any questions and don't question your reality. Do what you're told and listen to authority, because authority is always right and you're wrong and you need to memorize everything they say and everything they say is true. Is that your advice to children? Because that's what you tell me to do. And guess what? You can call me crazy all day long. I'd rather be crazy than an actual conforming, indoctrinated sheep. Okay, I'd rather be crazy. So call me crazy. That's fine. I don't care. I actually think you're crazy for believing this absolute bullshit. And understand that the only reason why anyone believes the globe, and the only reason we believe these things we were taught in school, the only reason we believe this and we defend it is because we were told. It's because we were told. We have no evidence. We have no proof. It's because it's what we were told. Do you really just not question anything ever and just suck up everything that they tell you? Or like, yeah, just repeat what they say? Are you kidding me? Don't you think there's a reason why there's things that are filtered out and that there's things that are totally shoved in your face all day long? And congratulations and kudos to you that the only reason that this huge lie is still going on and will always go on is because you're defending it. And by the way, denying reality does not change reality.
I feel her. But sometimes school is needed. Sometimes. You wouldn't learn how to read, add simple numbers. There's things school should teach though. So it's in the middle. There's some things that school get you conditioned to think like walking in a straight line, the meal rooms, the prison buses, the school buses, like all of that stuff. Yeah, it look like it conditions you to get prepared for to live a certain type of life, but it's also our responsibility to learn and teach ourselves, to go and seek knowledge ourselves. It's no one else's responsibility to teach us. Because who's to say when they start to teach us and we put our faith in them to teach us that they don't teach us incorrectly, as they have done. See, I get what I'm getting at? Now it's time for us to hold ourselves accountable. It's time for us to go seek the knowledge. Play the system. Yeah, you gotta survive. You gotta make ends meet. So, yeah, go to school. Learn what you need to learn. Go get that little degree go get that piece of paper so that you go get you a nice job. But stay locked into what's really going on too. You gotta make ends meet. Your family gotta eat. Your kids gotta have some food on the table. So it's understandable. But also go learn on the other end. Go seek your knowledge on the back end. Make sure your loved ones and your family and kids know the same knowledge that you know, and just pass it down. That's how we break the cycle. So I feel her, but let's hold ourselves accountable too though. She right. And then I also feel like I can add on to that. School teach some good lessons too though. Social lessons it teach you. How not to be a follower, but how to lead. How not to follow what the crowd doing, because that's how your ass get lost in the sauce. That's all I'm saying, man. Cool, be you. Don't be nothing else. How not to be peer pressure. It's a lot of things school could teach. It's just how you looking at it though, in my opinion. But she right as well. I'm just add on to what she's saying. Something else to think about. You know what I'm saying? But we made it to the end of this, man. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos a week, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I hope y'all having a good, smooth 7 days, man. You know we can't use that certain language. I hope y'all having a smooth 7. But until I see y'all in the next one, man, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my count. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know what I'm